Hi friends, this is Dr. Ravi Ram, your business and commercial knowledge coach. As we discussed in the previous audio clips as well as chapter 1 related video clip, in this video I would like to recap the second chapter in BCK, which is business environment. So in the first chapter, we have discussed about what is an economic activity, what is a non-economic activity, what is employment, what is a profession, what is an entrepreneurial or business, what anyone can start, what are the varieties of businesses in terms of their formation, like the sole proprietorship, Hindu undivided family, and then partnership, and then limited liability partnership, then company, within company, private limited, then public limited, which is publicly listed in the share market. So varieties of concepts in the first chapter. I hope you have gone through that in terms of material, audio classes plus video recap. That's how your preparation has to be. Okay, so we will move forward. The second chapter, all the audio classes have been shared with you already. Few of you have asked some questions to me also, which is good. Similarly, as the pattern what we followed in the first chapter, we will try to continue the second chapter as well. The business environment. Any business, for that matter, whether it is a sole proprietorship or partnership or a company, can it operate in a vacuum? Can it operate without having any competitors? Can it operate without customers? Can it operate without suppliers? So we in this chapter are going to look at varieties of environmental aspects of every business. Okay. So ICAI gives some more fundamentals compared to the only environmental factors, but little more than the environmental factors also we'll try to learn in this chapter. Alright, page 2.1, the basic introduction, some theory related to Charles Darwin. Remember the physical, I think the biological scientist, we can say historical scientist or whatever we call. He's a scientist basically, He tried to propose a theory, survival of the fittest. Most of us remember only that part, but actually it is not only that. Any business, for that matter, any creature, it is about the survival of the fittest, most adaptive to the nature, responsive to change. Those are the creatures or businesses that try to survive. Think about a group called Tata. Tata, everyone knows. What is Tata's group? Tata Group, what are the products? I think they are into maybe 1500 products or even more. Right from the smallest possible to the largest aircraft, spare parts and all that. So Tata has survived for more than 110 years as a group. When they started their business somewhere in 1900s or early part of 1900s, did they have computer? Did they have technology like this? No. But they have adopted to new things. In fact, Tata Consultancy Services is the largest software company of India. But Tatas have started 100 years back, if you remember. That means what? They are not only intelligent, but they have survived because they were fit. Not only that, they are adaptive to change, responsive to change. So that's a concept we need to understand in any business environment. Why am I stressing on this concept? Because a lot of businesses come, very few businesses survive and grow. Why? Because they have to be intelligent. They need to understand the environment within the organization, outside the organization. Accordingly, their strategies have to be changed. Accordingly, their day-to-day implementation has to be improved. And they have to be fit, survival of the fittest. At the same time, any changes come in the market, any changes come in the environment, any changes come in the government rules, any changes in the political and other legal things, companies have to be responsive to change. They cannot just resist the change. That's why Charles Darwin, principle of Darwinism, applies to businesses also. Okay? What is a business environment? Meaning, page 2.3 talks about it. Suppliers, customers, these are all there as a part of circle. But inside of it, the core business is there. Suppliers, customers, competitors, creditors, government, of course, law and so many other things. So, a couple of social scientists, management gurus, Gluick and Josh, they talk about economic, technological, suppliers, competitors and the government and some of those things as the business environment. What are the characteristics? Any business environment is complex. Number of factors, events, conditions and influences. So many things. So because of that, what happens? Business is not static. Business is not simple. So many complications around running the business. So hence, it is difficult to comprehend all the factors we cannot understand. So always businesses need to be ready to understand. Currently there is something called a lockdown or corona time. Some businesses got affected. Technology has to be used. Simply think about us. Us means you and us. Ideally you would have been sitting in a classroom at a location, a physical location, along with your friends, and physically you would be hearing or listening to what I say, or you will be asking questions physically, directly, face to face. Did we adapt to the technology? Yes. Lot of complexities are there. However, businesses move on. Some businesses may have a better opportunity, some businesses may not. This is an opportunity for whom? Companies like Amazon, because they can deliver to the home. Like that. Complexity of the nature, environment, we need to understand. Few examples are given. And businesses are dynamic, environments are dynamic. They change rapidly, technology-wise, new rules, regulations. So many things change. So because of that, what may happen? Businesses need to understand the dynamism of the environment. Multifaceted, not one angle, different angles. Character and shape may change. One change happens somewhere, it may affect somewhere else. And also it is not in one angle, multiple angles, multifaceted. So LCD, plasma, LED. Now LED has gone almost to the next level. Now foldable TVs are coming. People can just fold it and keep it. Let alone eyeglasses. Google Glass may come later. So we don't need a TV. We can watch all this here itself. Who stops all this? Multifaceted impacts. Okay? There are new technologies called wearables. You don't need a phone anymore. That's it. Your phone is a virtual optical fiber around us, with virtual optical fiber, not physical. And when you activate it, just like this. So your wrist can be your phone. Yeah. Multifaceted angles of changes. And far-reaching impact. Business environment has far-reaching impact. New technologies, new regulations, new political situations, they may change the environment. And far-reaching impact on the organizations. Organizations need to change accordingly. Let us say some of the African countries suddenly have war, political situations. People have to change from African, people means businesses may have to shift their businesses from African countries to someplace else, or deal with the situation with a more caution. So far-reaching impact is there in terms of businesses. Okay, so these four aspects generally we can understand: complexity, dynamic nature, multifaceted atmosphere of the businesses, and far-reaching impact. Okay, and why do we need to do the business environmental analysis? To identify the opportunities and threats, and to identify the benefits that we can get out of the changes, direction for growth, learning, blah blah, general things. This is general theory. Okay, we can go through that and we can understand it almost pretty straightforward. And what is the relationship between organizations and business environment? Like we discussed about, and it will be repeated again, no business can work in vacuum. They have to work with environment. So they do have to exchange few things with the environment. So look at the diagram, page 2.5. Businesses exchange information. Companies share their information to the public. Public will give their feedback, their interest in a product. So it's all exchange of information. So definitely data, what we collect from the market comes back to the companies improve on that. And once the company improves a new product, marketing will market the product as information. So it's all mutual exchange of information. Similarly, exchange of resources. Where do we get the raw material from? Environment. Where do we give the product to? Environment. From environment, take the raw material. To environment, give the product. By using what? The process. So exchange of resources. Where do we get the human resources? People who work for us. Environment. So we need to, as an organization, we need to, that's why I understand the environment more. So exchange of resources. 5M, men. Men can be women also as employees, but for the rhyming part, they said M, men/woman, money, method, machine, material. These are all the 5 M's that are required for running of any business. Okay. And then exchange of influence and power. What is that? Influence and power. Organizations may provide new technologies and new products to the market, and environment will be influenced by it. And also environment, also some cultural changes may happen. They may not buy some products anymore. So it is all back and forth, influence and power. Okay. So again, this general concept, you can go through that. As an example, he has given Patanjali's, Ramdev Baba's, Patanjali's some example. How do the organizations respond to the environment? A lot of changes in the environment, right? How do they respond? Do they respond right away, dynamic way? Any change in the market, let us say because of Corona, real estate and construction business, especially the building business, is slowed down because a lot of migrant labor have gone back to their home states, home provinces. Because of that, there is a lack of, I would say, workforce, coolies. How to handle that? Local coolies with more pay to them, or use some mechanized processes, or wait for some time so that we will get back those workers. Do we need to immediately respond? Do we need to slowly respond? It's a choice of the company. How do we respond? Few responses. Administrative response, immediately. Objectives, policies, budgets, all these things we can change. That is one idea. Competitive response according to the competitors, how they are working on, we also will work like that. Let us say Nagarjuna Group is constructing something, Aparna Group is constructing something. According to their policies, oh, Nagarjuna is doing like this, so let us work on. My Home is working in some way, Rajapushpa is working some other way. So these are construction companies. They will try to have a competitive response. Similarly, collective response. As a group, they can take a decision. As a group of companies, as a entire building industry, let us take a decision. They may take a decision or response. So these are the three varieties. Administrative response within the company, policies. Competitive response with competitors according to their methods. And collective response. Even though competitors are there, as a group they form and they take a collective response. These are the three varieties, like joint ventures, partnerships and all those things. Okay. And what type of environmental influences are there in the businesses? General discussion this is. And 2.8 talks about Cadbury's situation. How did they come back with a great marketing campaign by using AB, Amitabh Bachchan. So, what type of environmental response may be there? Page 2.9 also talks about the same. So, useful first step is to how uncertain they need to do some analysis. What changes may come? Just identify the uncertainty. Number 2, then audit the environmental things to identify the what type of organizational development it may be affected. And number 3, organization, what type of changes organization does. See, some change happens in the market, we don't have to panic as a business. What is the change? Identify it. Audit the impact, what impact it may cause. Identify the key pieces and try to change. Third, this is how the response has to be. Similarly, there is a Coca-Cola analysis. This is mind mapping type analysis. Okay. Why all this analysis should be done? Again, a lot of theory around. Where do we use the environmental analysis? It should provide the understanding of current and potential changes. What type of changes? Strategic decision making also. Organizations need to take decision making. And it will facilitate and foster strategic thinking. What is strategic thinking? Oh, if we take this decision, what may happen? How to proceed further? What type of changes may happen? Think 2-3 steps or even 10 steps ahead. Plan accordingly. That is called strategy. Okay? So, 3 purposes of environmental analysis. So, these things can be asked as an objective question in the exam. So, they may give certain concept like strategic decision making. Is it a purpose of environmental analysis or not? Or they may give some options. So we need to identify that. So that's how we can prepare this particular concept. Okay. What is environmental scanning? Varieties of things happen in the environment. Some events may happen to start with. One time activity. Somewhere it has happened. Let us say earthquake has come. For insurance business it is a nightmare. Property insurance companies. Why? Because they need to pay the acts of God. For the acts of God also according to the clauses in the contract. But it is one event. It is not a trend continuous. Is it right? So events have to be understood first. Responded. And what environmental sectors the events are happening. Let us say in Geo, now a lot of foreign investment is coming. That's a event. That's not a trend. Accordingly, if all the other companies also follow that, that becomes a trend. Those are generic patterns. And issues, there may be some issues suddenly, like value shift in the people, how the people think about something. These are issues. There's sometimes influence of other countries or other cultures may create issues for the companies within India. As an example, I'm telling. So it is an issue. Maybe China war currently going on or may happen, or the conflict what it is between. So a lot of patriotism now. Oh, ban this product, ban Vivo, ban Oppo. So all these things. Or ban Chinese products. That's a issue. It is not every day. It is not a trend. It is not an event only. It is an issue. How to handle that issue? Issue may not survive for a long time. A larger issue may come and this issue may go go back. Or this may become a trend also. Who knows? So these are the businesses all have to continuously think about it so that they can get better profits or they can survive for a long time. And also expectations from the public. We cannot deviate from it. Tata group of companies are always honest. That is the expectation. If Tata group of companies performed some misconductive conduct activities, maybe some bribing and all that, people won't appreciate it. So expectations. Environmental changes according to the demands by interest groups, by people, concerns. These are all some kind of expectations. So as an example, we are recapping it now. I think we mentioned that. So go through this events, trends, issues, expectations. These are the 4 responses. Are the scanning aspects. Always organization need to look at the response from the environment. What type of changes are happening. So it's like a scan of a human body, scan of the environment. What is working okay, what may be an issue, what may be an expectation. Accordingly modify the business model. Okay? And different components of the business environment. This is the actual crux of the story of the book, of the chapter. It's 2 aspects: internal environment as well as external environment. Let us say this is the business. So whatever is there within this organization is internal. Whatever is outside is external. It looks like corona virus, but it is external. This is internal. What are the internal activities? What are the external activities? Within the external, there are 2 varieties. One is called micro, second is called macro. Micro environment on the external side and all that. What is internal environment? Internal environment is nothing but managerial. What are all the managerial aspects? Value systems, mission, vision. So those things we'll study in the intergroup 2. What are the organization strategies, value systems, mission, objectives, and vision statements. What type of goals organization does? What type of corporate culture it has? Those things are all corporate culture, inside management, managerial. Okay, labor unions and all that. So in our material, at this level in BCK, we don't discuss much about internal. Most of the discussion is about external. Okay. Before we understand the external, there is a concept called strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, which is, most of us may know from some other area, it is called SWOT. Very basic: strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. A strength is an inherent capacity or ability. So strength, weaknesses, these 2 are internal. Opportunities and threats are external. Alright? Mostly these 2 are internal, these 2 are external. Inherent ability or capacity. Inherent inability or capacity. Opportunity, favorable condition in the market. Threat, unfavorable condition. What does it mean? Something which is helpful. Internally we are strong, that's how it works. Strength. Weakness, internally we are weak. An organization doesn't have finances. Is it not internally weak? Or is it externally weak? It is internal, there is their own issue. Like that, SWOT has to be understood. Okay? So SWOT analysis, more discussion 2.13, go through that general, any questions on that, you can anyway respond back to me through our WhatsApp group. I'll respond. So, opportunities and threats. Something is good outside. Oh, there is youth in India, so let us sell more phones. Why more Chinese companies or American companies are waiting for mobile market in India? How Jio has come to market? Because more and more of youth, less than 30 years of age, they want a lot of entertainment, meaning web series or maybe some other content in the web. Hence, what is that? Jio or some of the hi-fi networks, they have released their bandwidth level 4 and level 5 also. Now they are working like that. Is it not? So technology is not itself, cannot survive. It will understand what is an opportunity in the market. Probably in Japan it is not like that. Because about 60% of Japanese are more than 50 years of age. Where is the emerging market? India. Hence it is an opportunity. Like that, Organizations always look for the environmental scanning. They try to do their internal analysis, strengths and weaknesses, and then they will have an external analysis, opportunities and threats. Okay? That's called SWOT. Very basic concept. In intermediate group 2, CA, what I say? CA group 2, we will have a subject called strategic management. Then we will discuss about this, and there are so many other tools to analyze an organizational strategies. Okay? Now we'll go through micro and macro. We don't have to spend too much time in this because a lot of details are given in the audio itself. So what is a micro environment? Factors which are directly affecting the day-to-day affairs. Even though those are external, but they affect day-to-day. Like employees. They are internal, but they are not management, right? So they are external to the management. Think external as external to the management. Internal as management. So external to the management, employees, customers, and so many other. So the basic way to understand is COMICS. COMICS. Basic acronym. COMICS. What is micro environment? For customers, organization, market, I, intermediaries, C, competitors, S, suppliers. For macro, again we will go through that. For first focus on micro. Customers, they are part of the organization. They are external to the management organization, but they affect the day-to-day work of the organization. Hence it is an external factor, but micro factor. Day-to-day, how the organization runs. Customers affect it. So customers, consumers, what are the customers, consumers, what is it? So this is what marketing team generally does. They try to understand the customer methodologies, or customer preferences, or customer feedback. So accordingly, organization changes. Similarly, competitors, they are also external, but they are micro. Why? They may change the organizational shape. A competitor has implemented a new technology. Maybe we will be forced to do that. So these are some of the varieties of micro environment. So what is micro environment? COMICS. Customers, and then competitors is what he has given here, the organization itself. And then market, intermediaries, competitors, then the most important is suppliers. So who are the competitors? We need to know those. And then organization means owners, board of directors, employees, these are all within the organization. Even though those are management, but organization also may affect the day-to-day. Policies, procedures, strategies, that is all internal management. And the people behind it are all external to the internal management. Hence those are all part of micro. Don't think micro means internal. Micro means small things that affect the day-to-day organization. Okay? And then market. What is the cost structure of the market? How much it costs to make. For example, larger companies may make the products at a cheaper price. So if there are 5 large companies, is it easy for a small company like us to enter into the market and produce a product at a lower price? We have to think about it. That's called cost structure. Okay? And also availability of raw material. Sometime back in 94, 95 or before 2000, year 2000, incoming cell phone call was 16 rupees per minute. Can you believe it? Now incoming call is free. Now the technology is so advanced, we don't need a telephone company to actually make call to others. We can use internet also. So the call price has come down so much. Is it not? And that is one of the factors in the cost structure of the market. So is it wise to enter into the technology, like telecom technology now in the market, how can we, the cost structure is very simple, but the price is also simple, so profits will come down. It is tough to manufacture at a lower cost like large organizations. So cost structure of the market as an example. Price sensitivity, how people are, what type of, are they ready to buy high priced product, or do they want only cheap products? India market is mixed. That's the advantage for a lot of companies. That's why every product has highest range or the lowest range also, and the middle range also, according to the social structure. Okay, middle class, lower middle class, even further lower, and then upper middle class, and then rich class, and then even the lowest class, like this. Technological structure, existing distribution, is market mature, meaning a lot of people know about our product or not, or do we need to give a lot of marketing? These things are all part of, these are all part of what? Market. They affect our day to day. Similarly, the intermediaries, next page I think they have mentioned, people who are the brokers in between, like the wholesalers, retailers, right? From manufacturer, we don't go to a showroom and buy a product, right? We buy it from a retailer. Those are all intermediaries. And similarly, competitors, I think we just discussed about that earlier. And then suppliers, whoever supply the raw material, whoever supply various things to us, logistics suppliers, people who take the product, distributors from this place to that place. These are all day to day. Hence, these are all micro. Right? COMICS, easy way to remember. Comics. Just go through that again. And then macro. Macro things are out of control of organization. Simple way to look at it. Whatever we have just discussed, comics, almost everything we can control. Market we may not, but I think we can influence. But macro means we cannot touch, we cannot control. According to the changes in the environment, macro environment, we need to modify. Let us say new GST has been introduced. Can we change it? GST? Is it within our control? No. We need to change our taxation systems according to GST. So outside, external, but out of control. That is macro. Demographic environment, the first one. So if you flip the page, there are things here. Demographic, political, economic, social, technological, government, legal, global. Okay. What is demographic? Demographic is nothing but a population. What type of population we have? Characteristics of a population. Okay. Few aspects of it: population size, population distribution, geographically how they are distributed, and then ethnic mix. What type of cultures? What is ethnicity? Culture. What type of what I would say their religious and other beliefs are? Ethnic mix. And finally, income distribution. Is it equally distributed? Countries like Sweden, Finland, income is almost regularly distributed. In Europe, that's why it is generally very peaceful. But if you look at African countries, if you look at Asian countries, if you look at North America, 1% of the people own 99% of the wealth. In India, at least it is 76% or something. 1% of the people own 76% of the wealth in India. But in US, it is like that. So economic disparities, income distribution. Based on that, our products have to be sold. That's why India is a huge market, because there are upper class, middle class, lower, all those things. So demographic, population related. Then economic, policies, procedures. What is the capitalism, socialism, mixed economy? So varieties of ways to run a country or company. In this case, mostly the population, with the country itself. What is capitalism? In terms of the way, free market. No single government can control the price. It is all market driven. So companies can decide the price. If people buy it, they buy it. If they don't, companies will change their policy. It's all about companies. That is called capitalism. Socialism, it is all about government. And then mixed economy, mix of things. Economic conditions, important. What type of GDP, gross domestic product, the value of the entire services and products of a particular given period of a country. And then per capita, per head, how much is the income, and markets and goods and services, disposable income, so many other things. Disposable income means additional income that we don't want. We don't want for our day-to-day needs. So then there are some economic policies, industrial policies, fiscal policies. Fiscal means budget, annual budget the government presents every year. Monetary policies, RBI, managing the money in the country. And then foreign investment, what type of investment should come into our country and can we implement in other countries or not, all this. And EXIM, export-import policies. These are all economic policies. While reading and preparing for the subject, go through this very carefully, slowly. Any questions, you don't have to hesitate. Again, I am telling you. Okay? If there are certain people who are totally new to this concept, they may get confused in the beginning, so don't worry about it. Go through each word by word. Anything you don't understand, first try to research on it, meaning at least Google it. Get a basic understanding. Even then if you don't understand, definitely post that question in the WhatsApp group. Everyone will be benefited with that question. Don't hesitate. You can bombard the WhatsApp group with questions. But without preparation, if you put it, then there is no use. You have to prepare it, you have to search for it, you have to understand to your level. Then also you don't understand. That means you should give, okay sir, this is my understanding. Is it correct, or can you give more information? Then that would be easy. That would be what I would say realistic. You just don't say, I don't understand this sir, you explain it again. Okay, we will explain. However, where is your effort to find that answer? Okay, there are so many things that we don't understand, right? Then how to know about those things? First, your own method of understanding, using Google or using other parts of the material or using certain audio or video material what we have provided. First of all, go through that. Even then if you don't understand, yes, we are here. So without putting your effort, don't demand it. It's not a product. Knowledge is not a product. Okay? However, obviously we are here to enhance your knowledge and also give or get more marks for you based on the knowledge. So you put your effort, we provide our areas of knowledge, sound will come. That is success. Okay? Don't just demand it, if at all anyone is doing. I don't see much of it, but as we progress further, your effort has to be visible. Alright? Good. So monetary policies, economic policies, difference between fiscal policy and monetary policy. Fiscal, government budgets. Monetary, RBI and money related circulation. Both are different. Okay? Good. And then political and legal environment. What type of new law, new political changes, new parties. So government, what type of government is there? Is it democratic government, or is it like autocratic government? Is it like kingdom based government? Based on that, a lot of things may change. So Indian government has some policies, government policies. So it may be welfare state, it may be only development based state. State means government, varieties. Similarly, legal systems. What is law, how it is abided, is it in the hands of only few, or is it a reasonable system, those things. And then political also, what type of political parties, is it only two parties at a national level or multiple parties, which is good, which is bad is a separate case, but how the systems are. These are all important for businesses, because they may affect the business. And also socio-cultural environment. What type of socio-cultural, meaning what type of sociological or societal norms are there? So these things are covered. Socio-cultural things like role of business, corruption. Right now corruption is okay for a lot of people, by the way. One generation back, 2 generations back, it's like sin. Now, get the money, whatever method it is. Corruption, okay, everyone is doing it, I'll also do it. That is a cultural value that we need to understand. Based on that, businesses also operate. So that is socio-cultural aspects. Some countries it may not be. In some of the European countries it is tough. Some of the other countries it is very tough, corruption is. Some of the Asian countries also it is very tough. But in some countries it is okay. Based on that, businesses also operate. So social attitudes, patterns, materialism, saving versus spending. Again, 1 generation back, saving is important. 2 generations back, very important. Now, chalo yaar, EMI, we'll pay EMI. Per month we'll pay in installments, but no, we spend things. So it's a change. Saving is one angle, spending is another angle. What is that angle? Cultural angle. Okay? So these things have to be understood. Family structure, joint family, single family. Single families, for example. Nuclear families, both wife and husband are working. Then Hero Honda or Honda company has increased its business through Activa. Because female also has to go to work. They cannot drive Yamaha bike. So they need a gearless vehicle. Businesses use that opportunity. Understand the business. They have to look at the socio-cultural aspects also. Role of women in society, education levels, awareness, these things are all part of the socio-cultural. Technological, I think most of us have discussed about it. A lot of angles to technology, new technological things. So, major explanation is general information. Don't worry much about all, but go through that. Generally go through that. What technologies are there? New technologies in production, technologies of finance, taxation, for example. Now, entire taxation, income tax has to be online only. GST is also online. So, technology has changed the business. We need to adapt to that. But who has improved the technology market? Why governments are taking that into consideration? Because of the ease of business. So, technology changes the nature of business. Global environment, oh, this is a big subject. Global, what is global? Global is around the world. There is a concept called, this is government and legal of course, there is something called global, which is, there is a concept called LPG. Liberalization, privatization and globalization. Varieties of businesses are there. Varieties of organizational expansion around the world is there. So those things are global. Most of the companies what we know are global companies. Of course there are some local companies. Our own grocery store is a local company nearby. But there are global companies also, national companies also. But now we are talking about global multinational companies. Because that is a competition. That is how the market is. Because of the global aspects, a lot of money comes into India. A lot of money can be gone to outside also, so that there is a balance of payments and all that. So varieties of integration of economy. It's like an octopus, or I don't know. It is not octo. It is maybe 16 of us. So many concepts of globalization. Anything can be global. Why it is important for businesses? Who are the competitors? Is it local competitor? Is it national competitor or global competitor? We need to know that first. Then only we can enter into the business, or we can run the business. Otherwise it will be very tough. And global situation in terms of money coming in, foreign direct investment, foreign institutional investment, a lot of money coming in. Global, okay? I'm not going to go through each one of these, but global brands are more important. Now, most of the Indians actually love global brands only. There are very few Indian brands. Why? Because of the globalization. Our generation is a globalized generation, if you remember. Okay? So these are some of the macro factors. Very elaborate. Go through that each line by line and try to understand. Alright? And then same things are explained in a different old wine in new bottle. Pestle analysis. This is also external macro analysis. Nothing but same. Political, technological, economic, legal, social, environmental. So you can go through this. There is no specific explanation required because the same concept, macro, external macro environmental analysis, is explained in a different acronym based, that is pestle analysis. So those details are explained. There is only one thing that is additional in this called environmental factors. Sometime back environmental factors are very less, like green zones, National Green Tribunal, emissions, pollution control norms. Those were different earlier. Country to country those may vary. Recently in Vizag or Visakhapatnam of Andhra Pradesh, almost 12 to 14 people, I don't remember the number, they are dead. They are dead because of the gases that got, or vapors that got evaporated from a company called Polymers, LG Polymers company. Sometime back in Bhopal in 1984, similar thing or much larger scale happened. Thousands of people are dead. Lakhs and lakhs of people are impacted because of it. Compensation wise, nothing was given. Now, it is important for businesses to give compensation. Why? Because the awareness has increased. That's a factor, environmental factor. In Thoothukudi area of Chennai, or the southern part of Tamil Nadu, some companies, copper smelting companies, they were releasing all the effluences to the water. So they have to work on that. Now environmental factors have to be part of the business. So go through that. Environmental factors is the only new thing. Pestle matrix. Okay. The last concept, strategic response. How to respond to the businesses. One, least resistance. A lot of changes are there here. Should we resist immediately? No. Large companies, they will wait for some time. Least resistance. They will understand the changes, but they don't respond. Some other method, proceed with caution. Meaning slowly change. Proceed with caution. Modify within one unit, one branch, according to the change in the environment. You change your policy according to that. Not entire company, only one unit. And dynamic response. Immediately we need to respond. Government has changed the GST rules, we need to respond. We cannot say, wait for 2 years, later I will. No, government won't give that opportunity. Hence, it is dynamic. Okay? So these are the three varieties of responses. This entire chapter is that business environment, its factors, majorly micro level, macro level factors of external and internal also. Internal is minor concept that is explained here. So each of these demographies, political, legal, cultural, socio-cultural, all those things, try to understand. Global, environmental, based on that, this chapter can be understood. Very generic social studies type chapter this is. Why this is important? To run a business. Is it not business and commercial knowledge? Yes, it is. Okay? So I'll stop it here. You go through that, like I say every time. Any questions, don't hesitate. I will respond back within some time. Alright? Thank you.